Lakes and waterways are expected to be very busy starting Friday. Memorial Day weekend is seen as the typical start to the summer boating season.
And there is that concern that some won't have safety in mind when it comes to traversing the waterways. WKYT's Phil Pendleton talks to park rangers at Lake Cumberland about the simple steps to make sure that the weekend is filled with fun and not tragedy.
The wide channels of Lake Cumberland are quiet on Wednesday, but on Friday, it all changes.
I manage the 5 campgrounds that we have here on Lake Cumberland, and all 5 of them are full.
More people means more boat traffic, and this year they might find more debris than on a typical Memorial Day weekend. As we did today. All the more reason to wear life jackets.
You will see people sitting on the front of their boat with no life jackets on, dangling their feet off the front, and they're bouncing, and they could hit something at any moment and wind up in the water.
Every boater is required to have what is called a kill switch. That simply is a device that stops the boat if the driver of the boat becomes disabled. And as you can see here, this is what it does. It simply stops the engine and allows for the boat to come to a safe stop.
Sometimes you got a last second dodge.
Park rangers say not having one could result in tragedy in or on the water.
There's been several instances people have been thrown out of the boat and the boat's running around with no way of stopping it because the kill switch wasn't worn by the driver.
They also say pay attention to warning buoys that signal everything from idle zones to no water ski zones. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Well, park rangers also say that to make sure that everyone riding in the boat has their own age and weight appropriate life jacket available.